Welcome back, everybody. I am almost ready. We're almost there. Just need to move one thing. All right. It might not be the best setup, but it is what we have. I tried to quickly put something together and then I realized I did not take Michi's ring light, so everything looks worse than I wanted to. Unless I quickly run and grab it. But I think we'll have to manage without it as well, because I just don't want to do all the... Wait, I have an idea. What if I just point this lamp somewhere else? Well, I can just also turn it off. Okay, that's a little better. I think with the lamp turned off, it's a little better. I have to wonder if the video from the thing is not delayed by some magical reason, but we'll see. All right, let me just switch over the scenes and we'll just go with the punches, you know? My computer is working real hard, but here we are. You can see kind of that there's like... Also, is it like pacing a little bit? There's definitely a delay between the cameras. That's better. It was like laggy for some reason. I don't know why. I might be putting the laptop through its paces. What if I add this light? This just shines a spotlight here. After. Oh, no. At least my preview... I can't aim this at the wall. This doesn't turn further. Unless I, like, actually, hang on. I can, like, rotate it like this. That's maybe more like it. Yeah, you're right. That's maybe more like it. Let's do this. Why is there so many pacing issues? Actually, you know what? I have an idea. Let's do some properties here. Let's lower this resolution. Oh, this will shrink me probably, doesn't it? No, it works fine. I think this works. I think it works. Let's assume this works. I think it's in sync now. I think it's in sync. I think it's a lot better. I lowered the resolution of this webcam here because it doesn't need to be that big. I'm just taking a small space anyway. So light looks better. Yeah. All right. Let's roll with it then. Tool sets I have for you today. One, we're gonna start with probably with this guy because it's small. It lagged again. Here, I lower the quality of the recording. If the recording messes up, the recording messes up. I'm not gonna cry about it. Let's keep it as it is. Maybe. I don't know. The answer is I don't know. Let's just keep on going with it. If the recording messes up, I'll just simply not upload it. We're meant to sit down and chill, and maybe have a little bit of an extra insight on Metal Gear, so let's do just that. Okay. Water bottle out of the way. Let's keep it right and let's get right into it. Let's start with the Skyline because it's smaller. And then we'll see how much time we have for this guy. It has double the amount of pieces, so essentially I'll need double the time of this guy, I assume. So let's keep that going. Excuse me for just 1 second. Both of these sets were very generous gifts. Very generous gifts of Michaek's family. Thank you, Michaek's family. It was a very nice Christmas gift, and I'm sorry I'm getting to them in September again. Brain. Is it lagging again? It is lagging on my... You know what? How about now? Is it laggy when I'm moving this? Seems to me laggy, but it might be just OBS. It's more minor than it was before. Yeah, I don't... Why is this camera doing this to me, dude? Okay, I can do one more thing. I can plug in the camera to a different spot. Give me just 1 second, then. We're troubleshooting this live, baby. This cable is now a little more strained, but... Oh my god. Yeah, it's like actually annoying. Can't bring this camera down now because it's on its limit. But like that, the part that I'm also confused is that the capture card can easily eat this, if that makes sense, like this resolution. This is lower than that and it still is a problem. I have to wonder why. I have to wonder what causes this this problem. Well, this is okay, this is the fun part. This is your camera. This is your camera. This is my camera that I normally use for my face. That's why I'm confused. I never had problems with this, and it's the same cable that it uses. I think it has to be maybe connected to the recording. Maybe I'm like recording in a bit too much of a resolution or something. I have had problems with OBS. I can change one more thing. GPU cool to strength, maybe. I don't know. Let me see. Let me change this back to this setting. That's how I recorded MGS. Is this fine? Did I free a little bit of the GPU that was needed for making this work? Can I actually assemble a set, please? All right, let's keep on with it. I think we're not gonna get any better. Let's just keep on with it. The bitrate, I think, for recording was all too high, and that was messing up with us. So let's use these settings. This is all experimental anyway. Look at this. They even put the backgrounds and everything. Now it does stutter, yeah. Okay. No, I don't want to shift everything around. I don't want to, because like I might as well just then connect everything to my PC and, you know, and do it from there. But I think it's just too much USB data for this laptop, unfortunately. That's the only thing that comes to my mind right now. The way I have everything set up, though, I can't really branch off. It's like, it confuses me a lot because I don't understand why it works fine for... Oh, buffering. Disable. How about that? What if I disable buffering? What if OBS buffering disable? If it has a little, like, you know, little drop, I don't care. As long as it keeps... All right. Buffering disable. Let's try this again. Lego Speed Champions. Skyline GT-R. 320 pieces, Fast and Furious, Nissan, with Brian inside. I should actually add this to the set and put this on the stage. Because we already have this guy. We already have this guy, you know? So, like, I think it works now. I think that recording setting helped it. And buffering being disabled helped it. Okay. This is the guy we assembled a year ago, essentially. And it was a gift, a Christmas gift from Maciek's parents a year ago. So... Or rather, the Christmas before that, you know. So, obviously, a little dusty here, but we can ignore that. Dom over here is gonna chill and wait for Brian to join, or whatever. Little background, Nissan, Fast and Furious, all the cool stuff, you know. I can't open the box. Ah, there you go. Ooh. Ooh. Put this guy here so we know what we assemble. Family, exactly, the family. The family is expanding. It's all about family. It's always been about family. Here, like this. Where do I begin? 2 bags, 1 and 2. Let me guess. That was a joke. I have to clean them still. Also, Brian's head remains, so I guess we need it. Okay. Is this working? This is working. This is working fine. Okay, so it was buffering. OBS was thinking it needs to buffer the video. That's perfect. Let me return the recording settings, but to like what I had, so I can keep my original testing. Yeah, okay. I think like even if it like skips a frame or two, it doesn't really matter as long as it doesn't do these lags trying to catch up, you know? Now, if you've watched a Lego stream by me, you know me. I'm a Lego sorter. I can't begin unless pieces are roughly together. So this is what we're gonna do right now. Going through a very quick sorting sesh so that the assembly sesh is easier. Here, this is all Brian. This is Brian's hair here. You know. All right, while we do that, let's yap. Let's yap because we finished Metal Gear. Lego sorting supremacy, it's half the fun. I agree. I totally agree. Geared with additional knowledge about Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2. I have to ask how we feel about Metal Gear Solid 5, I guess. I gotta be honest with you. I've been I said on stream that it was like the like whole thing that the way Metal Gear Solid 5 spoilers, but I mean, if you haven't guessed by earlier, we're gonna be talking about this game, so it's your last chance to back out if you wanna watch it and not get spoiled or play it on your own. 5 and other games too, because we're gonna yap about all the games probably in this case. And the story. I started to like the ending little plot twist less and less with how the time kept on. And I think at the evening I like kind of just turned around on it. And I gotta say, yeah, I don't feel like I'm a big fan of the clone part, you know, of Snake kind of deal. It's back and forth. Yeah, I mean, I get the maybe I have like a bigger problem of the whole like it was all a dream situation, like you mentioned it. It wasn't that's true that it wasn't actually it was all a dream. It was more of a we did a little trickaroo on you at the beginning, hid some things. And then now we're revealing these things at the end and like, whoa. It is extremely funny that Ocelot just kind of fucking loves hypnotizing himself. I have to be real with you. I think that's the hilarious. And I think that's just such a funny fucking trope that just keeps on repeating itself. It's comedy in its purest form. I have to say that. I have to say that much. But then again, that thing kind of doesn't hold up. In some cases, you know, because like at the end he has this talk with Miller when the fucking credits roll and finish rolling. He has this talk with Miller about how what's the reality, you know, and who Venom Snake is, and it's not Big Boss and everything else. And like So like you unhypnotized it yourself to talk to Miller about this, or do you like just actually just pretend that hypnosis works? I don't know. I choose to believe the latter, honestly. You did do that stuff. It did happen and exists in the world. True. We had a big we discussed about this in bed before sleep, before, like, I want to say, I don't know, the stream ended at midnight, right? Like, we got ready half an hour. For an hour and a half, we sat in bed discussing about this with a break for crossword. And me and Michakes, of course. And it's been it's a very fascinating entry, but I think that the part that I have to be loud about the most is, and that's something that Michakes told me that also Hasfar forwarded to Michakes, that there are some half-done, not 100% clear what Bradley was back to working for the US in Foxhound. Maybe must my own memory following me. That's a good question. I don't know that either. But it may all be answered by one simple thing only, which is the fact that, well, Hasfar mentioned it to Michakes, and Michakes mentioned that to me after the stream, that the game itself has a clear signs, and now when you like say it out loud, when you think about it, those signs are actually quite clear, that Kojima eventually departed from the game before the game was actually fully finished. So they kind of just released and patched it all together as best as they could with what they had to have the game come out, you know, kind of deal, earlier than they planned. I choose to believe, personally, that there is supposed to be a Chapter 3 in this game. I don't know if you remember that part, that moment when I was like, we were watching, this was after the whole episode in the hospital, or rather in the quarantine zone, right? You gotta separate those, because the hospital is the beginning and the end, and the quarantine zone is like right at the end, right? The quarantine zone incident TM. It feels like, because at the end of this whole thing, Venom Snake comes out, right? And he like does this whole talk about how we are diamond dogs and all that stuff. And he like, you know, face in ashes, etc., make them diamonds, whatever, like all that stuff that was said then. And then he goes, "We are diamond dogs." And I said out loud, why do I feel like you're saying this like as if we're about to play Chapter 3? The theory is that there was supposed to be Chapter 3, but they didn't finish the game. They didn't finish the game because of internal problems between Kojima and Konami. And what supports it is what Hasfar sent to Michi and Michi said to me. The fact that there are some half-finished cutscenes in the game that people found, you know, that were supposed to form Chapter 3. We never found out the answer to what happened with Sahelanthropus. We never found the answer what happened to Eli, rather I should say. We never found the answer what happened with the kids. You know, like there is just so many unanswered questions that were probably supposed to be tied up in Chapter 3 and weren't. That's kind of what I think is the case, and that's what I choose to believe. I don't know, allegedly. Big allegedly in front of everything I just said. I'm no, you know, no game hacker, no person that like can dig into this, you know, and give you the concrete answer. Konami and Kojima and could give you a concrete answer if not for the swarm of NDAs they have between each other about this, probably. Never player seen. Oh yeah, there is so many. Like, if you really want to, I do put those on YouTube. There is a whole playlist if you want to watch me, you know, yap in past tense. and play those games, there's so many things that happen in those games, and every single game feels like polished as much as it should be. And then there's 5. Well, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is like kind of a spin-off on the side, so I kind of don't count it, but it's a great game regardless. But we're talking about Solid, like the main series here, right? So yeah, I choose to believe we didn't get the full product at in this case. They wrapped it up, the major part, you know, that the game was leading to, because it was already written, but there are still bits and pieces. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, oh, stickers. Yeah, I also feel like that's another part. Why we didn't find out much more about Psycho Mantis, you know, in the whole story. Why didn't we find out more about Eli? Which, by the way, extremely fucking funny for me to realize that Eli is Liquid. I've never clicked that until, even through the credits, until Michek said that out loud in chat. And I was like, oh yeah, they did say Liquid Eli. That was supposed to be Liquid Snake, right? Yeah, Psycho Mantis kind of tells you his life story in MGS1, I guess. But I mean, but like the problem, I think that, and I do agree with Norby on this one, that like Psycho Mantis just kind of exists and does things. And that's really Psycho Mantis' role in this game. Like, why else are you here for? You know, what are you here for? What are you doing here? Why do you as a psychokinesis master boy are controlling Volgin, and why are you, the Man on Fire, right? Why are you you know, doing this after and shit? So yeah, like that's the only reason, because that's how you know that Liquid and or Eli and Psycho Mantis knew each other. But like, I don't know. Video game. Number 1. We assemble Brian. Ooh, come on. Grab your wrench, buddy. Grab your wrench. There we go. There he is. Base. I've just realized that I'm kind of made myself my workspace on the edge here, so you guys can probably see it that well. I should probably make it here. New camera setup, new walls, you know, new things I have to get used to, etc, 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 etc. We'll get there. I'll think about it next. Here. Sure. Let me lower the microphone so I can like actually talk to you and you could actually hear me. Sure. 3 of the round dudes. I was yapping about Metal Gear and I forgot where I put them. These guys. 3. Oh, I see. 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about this game. I'm like doing rounds, you know. My brain is doing rounds about this game. Because on one hand, I'm like, it's an interesting way to tie in new game, old game kind of deal based on the chronological order. But on the other hand, it's like very... It's very much shows how like some things were not done as they wanted it to. MGS5? True. It does feel like that. It does feel like MGS1 is like... The games gets more serious with time, I have to tell you that much. Minus MGRR. MGRR knows what it is, you know. Revengeance knows what it is. There's like... little doubt in my mind that they didn't know what they were making and they were trying to be serious or something. But also 4 is very heavy. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the further you go with games, the heavier they get, essentially. The more serious they get. Because 1 is goofy. Like, 1 is a little goofy. It does have its sad moments, of course. It does have its heavy moments. Pointing at Odecan here, for example, you know. Our boy Odecan. But definitely it feels like the 1 is more of a parody of spy game, through espionage game than, you know. Plus, I mean, I have to be real with you. It's like the maturity of the developer and the development team and the writers and shit, right? Like, definitely the way Kojima makes his games changed over the years, matured with him making more and more games, you know. Like, further games like 4, for example, don't have the do you think love can bloom even on the battlefield, you know? Oh yeah, exactly, yeah. With more jokes, and 5 was a bit less heavy but more serious and more horror. True. You can kind of see the skew, you know, where Kojima was going. Where do I? Right here. Four brought us Ocelot Run. Exactly. True. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get my head around how, like, the whole story overarches, because, like, if you were to, like, speak of the chronological order of everything, right? Like, if we were to start from the beginning, we have this whole story about the first team with Zero, with Naked Snake, and Burger's storyline. Burger's storyline is all goofy, I agree. Missing 2 blocks. No, I'm not. So, like, we have this whole story with 3, right? Where it all, like, kind of begins, and that we follow. With Zero, the team, you know. Team getting along, paramedic, everybody else, you know, yada yada. Infiltrating, Volgin, all that stuff. Nuke with the boss, you know, and shit. And there being like a situation that needs to be addressed and resolved and all that cool stuff. I'm very much shorthanding, right? But you know what I'm talking about. We played the games, we almost watched them. All of them. Big Boss does these things, then escapes with Eva. Eva betrays him. The game ends, right? That's essentially how it goes. Then we have Peace Walker. And Peace Walker is the whole story in that Central Africa, you know, Central America, Middle America. I don't know how you call it exactly. I'm illiterate or whatever. I don't know. But we have that whole part where he assembles his own army without borders and all that stuff. We're like having a great time there. then Ground Zeroes, then Phantom Pain. My theory is that 5 feels more serious because it does tackle more serious story elements, but also because of the VA change. David Hayter is funny. He's good at balancing serious and borderline cartoonish. Sutherland is just kind of deadpans with the whole script. Yeah, that is true. I mean, that's part of it is probably the VA, like you said. A large part of it as well, I would even say. Because like if you think about it, David Hayter is a very iconic voice. Which, by the way, that's also fucked up that he wasn't a part of 5. And fuck Konami for this decision, or whoever decided it. Not pointing any fingers, not naming any names. Not to say that the performance of the VA that took place, Hayter, was bad, but an icon, you know. An icon. Kojima loves a celebrity. Guess that's how much you can say about that. Ooh. Flip this over. This goes here. You got it. Oh, the problem with the slide is that it reflects in such a way that I can't see the whole instruction. And it's so flimsy I can't just set it up. Maybe like this. Okay. 2 of these guys. People I think is funny. They got a genuine well-known actor to play Snake, and that was the least he ever talked in any of the games. That is very funny. That is also very true. Yeah. You know, at least for getting Troy Baker that got their money's worth, they had all these fucking tapes and everything. Are these the same? Uh-oh. Yeah, this one. Okay. I needed to like quadruple check because they are not the same. The sticker is different on them. Yeah. Well, he at least had a little bit of a part in some tapes, you know. They put that man through it. His script must have been a chapter book. Oh, 100%. Playing confused bisexual. You know. It's just how we roll. It's just how he roll. I guess. Okay. Now we're doing something else. 1. So, if I understand that correctly, MGS5 happens before MG and MG2, right? That's a given. And we have a piece I can see. Oh, there you go. These guys. They join together. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So. See my microphone a little bit. No, you don't. I don't know. I have so many mixed feelings about 5. I kind of appreciate the fact that 5 was like I didn't at the beginning, but I think I appreciate it a little more that it was like Peace Walker a little bit. It was like Peace Walker but done, you know, done serious, if that makes sense. But then there's clearly more that should be done with the game, that was supposed to be done with the game, and it wasn't. So, and we'll never know. We'll never know for sure what was supposed to be. The phantom pain was the players who wanted to know more along the way. So you love it, and for a reason lost very my master played MGS game, but story, yeah, gameplay wise it's very cool. It has its like, I initially wasn't so sure about the fact that you don't have the radar like you do in other versions, you know, like all those stuff, like we are going in a little different route. But then those problems are kind of solved with, like, you know, you have the D-Dog. The D-Dog is definitely very helpful to fill in this gap and give you literally like best possible view on the battlefield. You know, view on the battlefield. The story definitely wasn't finalized. I will probably I'll die on that hill, you know. Story was not finalized, and there's just, you know, more that needs to be done. Because like you can, again, one of the reasons that I think that's the case as well is the fact that you don't really have the part where, like, I mean, you can, sorry, once again, you can clearly see in like the mission list even that when your chapter 1 ends, which was presumably the one thing that was fully completed and written as it was supposed to be, there's way less filler missions, there's way less missions that are supposed to guide you towards things that are supposed to conclude sooner or later, you know. Way less of that. Other than that, we are filling up your time with some extra bonus missions, which are harder difficulty, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I think the assumption was that we were supposed to have 50 missions in the game, and everything was made with that in mind. And then things fell apart. So now what, you know? Like, you can definitely tell that the chapter 1 ends and something starts being wrong, if that makes sense. They're supposed to be darker. Did I mess up? Did I use the wrong blocks? I don't know. That is to say, I did enjoy my time with MGS. I think this is a very cool series, and I'm glad I could fill in the gap, in the huge gap in my resume, playing those games for you guys as well. I just I'll assume they are the same. I'll just I don't know, cry about 5 a little bit sometimes. Wait, food like this. Like this. So now can we so how can we distract Cakes long enough to keep her from stopping you from playing Kingdom Hearts? I mean, she keeps saying that that I can do whatever the fuck I want, and she won't tell me what to do. But then she immediately follows it up with I just don't want you to get hurt, or I just don't want you to go through this, or something along those lines, you know. I am trying to save you from yourself. That's another one, yeah. Why are we not playing Kingdom Hearts? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Michake says the front line is forming. Like this? Like this. Oh, muffler. This is the back, and this is the muffler. That's funny. Okay, all things realistically considered, I need to rest from long games right now. Ace Attorney is Michake's thing. You gotta talk to Michakes about Ace Attorney. Can't help you with that. That's not gonna happen on this channel. It's gonna happen on twitch.tv/Michakes. Eventually, maybe. Kingdom Hearts mini games. That's so funny. Yes, I do admit I have never played Kingdom Hearts. This is it. This is true. Truth is out. Unfollow if you want to. I don't care. I mean, I do care. Please don't. I never played either. I guess a big question is how much of a chance do I have to be annoyed about DMCA in those games as well? Because editing the VODs for Metal Gear was exhausting, to say the least. It's like 100 years between games and you need to read an encyclopedia to catch up when a new one comes out. And a bunch of important story shit happens in fucking mobile games, some of which are no longer accessible. The Last of Us isn't that long. Infamous isn't that long. I wanted to play Infamous eventually. There is one big game that recently released, though, that I think we're gonna probably jump into after I deal with the Truckmania campaign. Which is Hollow Knight. I am a big first Hollow Knight fan, and I'm very happy that Silksong is out, and I do want to play it, and I do want to stream it. So why not play and stream both? First one to remember what it was, second one to see what they changed. You know? It is a Knight of the Hollow variety, yeah. I heard it's pretty alright. From various sources. I do like it too. The first one was very fun in terms of like platforming venture. I keep bonking the camera by accident. The reason why people hated it is the reason why I loved it. Beautiful. I guess I have to play it. I do have the Last of Us waiting as well. This guy. This is kind of wild because you see the difference here. You cover this and you have the smaller light of the skyline this way. Pretty cool. Pretty nifty. Yeah, I think that Michakes is gonna probably just play them in her free time. We need to eventually get the second one as well. There's also this whole disaster of them constantly like remaking those games, right? Or something. I don't know. I might be wrong. Don't chase me for that, but my favorite part, stickers. Okay, not bad. No. Okay. Not that bad. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with the like first one. I think the second one also got like a remaster or some shit, which was like, why? Didn't this game like come out on the PS5 even or something? I don't remember. Didn't follow that closely. I just knew there was a lot happening about this. Boom and boom. And the same thing. Oh, on the 4th. Oh, the 4. Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense then, I guess. Oh, am I rushing? Yes, I am. 1 second. One of these guys needs to have. Let me put this here. One of these guys, and then the angle. I'm gonna go on like this. I need 18 and 17. Awesome. Ah. No, go. No. this. I think like this, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll get to it when the time comes. Plenty of games to come around. I do have a priority coming up soon as well. The inevitable, very fortunate, very great return of my fiance's wife. Her love, her dear, forever in her heart. Coming up on the Switch 2 very soon, aka Prime 4. I do want to highlight all the Prime trilogy before that as well, as you might guess, because I am sick as a person like that. So we will have a bunch of gaming ahead of us. I am low-key even considering just dropping Trackmania for a bit. There is also another one. I don't know if you ever heard of the game. I don't know if you are from the times, I know Maciek is, from the times of when I played the game. But one of the first stream games I had that were like long-term stream games on this channel was My Summer Car. And that game is planned to have a sequel released in a couple months, or like the early access of the sequel. So it would be silly of me not to try it, right? Would be really silly, especially that these games are so fucking stupid. I love them. This guy. If you've never heard of My Summer Car, the year is 1995. You are in Finland, northern Finland, rural Finland. Your parents went on vacation. They come back when they get bored. The house is yours, and there is an old wreck of a car of your dad's to potentially repair. And it's kind of like an open world game from there on out, kind of sandboxy. It is, you build a car, you can take it to a rally, there's other things, there's village, you need to survive, need to buy food, need to drink, need to clean yourself, there's like a bunch of other shit. Including but not limited to, in My Summer Car there is credits, which I never reached on stream, but you can reach credits in that game. There is a, I guess you could say, canon ending. The big thing about it is that the game is literally created by one guy from Finland to make it more fun. He does all the VA, he like poorly textures this game. The website of this game is fire, literally. If you haven't, go check out My Summer Car website, wherever it is, I don't remember. If you want to be taken back to 1995, you know. Anyway, yeah, I would like to get back to My Summer Car, maybe finish it finally, complete the rally, win the rally maybe. Oh, a big thing about this game, it has permadeath. So if you die, you start over. You don't have to use permadeath, but yeah, but it is there. And I like playing with permadeath personally, so made it that more fun and that more challenging. This game is a big example of bad game design being made into a game that people love, kind of deal. Because many cases in those games are not fun. This game is not meant to be fun in some cases, but it is. Anyway. I'm yapping and there is another bug to do. And I don't think we're gonna touch on the second set, unfortunately, because of all the technical issues I had. So I guess we'll have to just deal with Brian here. Let me just move this camera a little bit. These guys here. Wait, outside. Wait, this song is a banger. Can I just copy? Okay. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So yeah, it is wild that MGS took 9 months. Something I try to not to think about a lot. With breaks, of course. With breaks, with stops, with Trackmanias, you know. But it's also nice to finish it and continue on with my life. We have to, well, locally, in our free time, me and Mitch Akes, we gotta go back to our PS5 games we were playing, because we're midway through Persona 3, P3R, and we're also just started a little bit of Death Stranding too, but then I kind of just had to stop because I was playing Metal Gear Solid 5 in the meantime. I see. In the back here. Look at the back of this car. She looks like a Skyline. Getting there. Okay. Doing these are spares. 2, 1, 2. Oh. Oh. Okay. Number 8. So again, my apologies. This is a precision job. Nice. I'm amazed this worked. I usually don't have too much patience for those, but for like long stickers, but here we are. Success. Successfully did a QT or something like that, you know. Downloading Hollow Knight now. Hell yeah. The first one? Or Silk Song? First one? Okay. Hope you like it. I really enjoyed it. It's a very fun platformer, very cute platformer. Very cool game. Brought me a lot of joy. Never played. Okay. If you like 2D platformers, you'll probably like it. It's a really, even if you're not that big of a fan, I would say this is a very, very cool game. That's very much worth people's time. Do be mindful of your wrists though if it does a thing and gets you, you know, too into it and you're gonna play too long and then your hands will hurt from using the pad and you'll have to against the lost stop. I wonder who did that. I would never do that though. You know, not that like it's something that happened to me, not that I'm speaking from experience, not that I had to stop playing because my hands were literally giving up from using the pad extended periods of time. No problems with, but I'm knocking on wood real quick. Please do. I was also playing on controller. Games do that, you know? Games do that. Bug number 2. With the tempo I have, I think we're gonna just do this one and call it a stream. I doubt I'll be able to tackle the big set that has double the pieces. But we shall see. So for now, we have quite a bit actually. She's coming along. The back is probably complete. Maybe it needs like a spoiler in the back here, but she's coming along. All right. Wheel arches. We got the wheels. Probably need to be together. Can I move this microphone? I'll move it out for a second. Speaking of Metal Gear, Metal Gear Portable Ops is the part that I also kind of skipped. And people said that it doesn't have too many worthwhile things in it anyway. Like, not much happens in it. Poops, if you will. Didn't realize it was that serious. Oh, po-ops. Po-ops. Haha, poops. I get it. Haha, it's because it's bad? I get it. I understand references to poop. All right. Cheers. Starting off strong. We're just doing this. Here. No, because portable ops. Okay. Got me there. So not poops. Popo ops. I don't know, you guys are saying different things. I'm not sure if I can believe that. I'm not sure if I can believe any of that, you know? What is real? Poops? Is it pops? Inconsistent of you at all. Inconsistent. Ah. Gonna make a freaking spoiler. They want do this. Okay. Ah, roll cage. Sure thing. Two transparent blocks. Here. And here. PV Poo-Poo. Look, I have off-topic question. Shoot. I might have off-topic answer. Do you have a way Not to fall in tutorial hell while learning new language on tech. Okay, this is a good question because the way I treat tutorials when I'm working on something, be it coding or whatnot, is I treat it as a support material to a project I wanted to do with such thing, you know? Because like, truth be told, wait, hold on a second, this goes here. Tutorials are great to like teach you something, but you'll never really teach yourself something if you keep doing it just within the tutorial space, you know? So the way I try to look at it is for example, I wanted to start going back to coding streams as well. I really enjoyed back in the day. We were doing like a creative stream midway through the week. It was a really fun time. I really got a chance to catch up to some things. Co-working vibes kind of deal, you know? Co-working vibes kind of deal. So I do want to tackle some new things on those streams as well. Some things that I have not... Oh, this is not fully pushed in. There you go. Some things I did not like, you know, tackle ever. Some new things for me. So maybe that could be an option. Co-working with Luke. You know, I used to do... It weren't co-working streams per se. It weren't like co-working streams as we know it from twitch.tv/MitchX, the best co-working channel on this planet and indie gaming, which you should all follow. But... We'll try Python programming, and YouTube keeps giving me videos, either 8 hours of learning what loops and variables are, or videos with how to make QR code creator. They use sometimes IP Biblio and they add 4 lines of code. Yeah, the big thing is, what I would say is you would need a project for this. Again, that's the big like basis of learning something for me. Like creating even a small windowed app or a script. Like I recently used Python to create a script that helps me with editing, because like OBS creates like a little text file which lets me, you know, put on markers and mark chapters and everything that happens in the stream. But that thing is not understood by DaVinci Resolve when I want to eventually edit the highlights. So I made a quick script that translates from what OBS outputs to what DaVinci understands, if that makes sense. But the big thing is that really when it comes to like programming, the big thing is that if you have a grasp of a language, if you have a grasp of a programming language and you know how programming works in general, then learning other languages at the basic level boils down to just learning the syntax. And that's all there is to it, really. You just learn new words and then do things knowing that, in Java this word meant this, so in C# this word will mean this, you know, and such and such. How to get started tutorials and stuff, I got totally frozen, so I'll just try to do what I can, and then I look for super specific tutorials for anything that I can figure out myself. I don't know how well this will translate to learning a coding language, though the same, I would say. Because like if you do learn, because this is like the thing, I started Lookbot to learn C#, and I'm just coding it in C# now. But over time, the more I wanted to dive into things I needed for it, the more I started to like look for very specific things that the language has and how to do those things in the language. There are some limitations that I recently stumbled upon which are not present in C++, for example, for very like more advanced things, you know, that the language offers, and how to work around those. And coincidentally encountering a group of people very mad at Microsoft that they never really added a feature like that to the language, you know. Yeah, for programming, this is kind of how it works for me as well. Like, I have to just kind of sit down and start working with it based on the knowledge I already have. You know. Start just essentially start typing. As silly as it sounds, start typing. This is like the unfortunate reality is that you do have to start working on something that's like a substantial project. Something I will not have use for and won't be anything good for portfolio, even the most basic stuff they use for basic tutorials. One of the things I did when I was learning C++, well, maybe I wasn't like learning C++ at that point, but I was definitely wanting to like expand. Wait, what, this way? No. Oh wait, I missed blocks. They wanted these little guys. Anyway, one thing I did to learn more how to make like console apps in C++, and to learn more on how to hang on. To learn more how to like operate how do I say this? Operate with Windows as a system, you know. I wrote Tetris, essentially. Tetris in console. And that was something that was like very quite interesting, because you did need to dive a little more into like Windows API and how like Windows works from the deep down to get the console controlled in some way. Plus it was nice objective programming learning process, you know. That was a big part. I like was able to get a little more grasp of object-oriented programming back then, if you want to take the full name of that. So maybe that could be an option. Why do I feel like this is not how they're supposed to go? It's because it should go in the middle. There you go. So, nitrous bottles and a seat. Nitrous bottles and a seat. That's very funny. But yeah, honestly, Norby, even if it's not something that you would have useful, I think you should still chase that and try doing that. And I say that just because it's very often still practice for you. Like, usefulness of the thing that you're writing is, of course, one thing, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be a project that's very useful for you in any way, shape, or form. It can be just something that's satisfying a need of you wanting to learn something new, kind of deal, you know. One thing we'll do on stream, and I did want to do that for a while now, and I never got around to do it, is now that I have the new PC for a while, I have access to a GPU that can do ray tracing. And I would love to write something that uses ray tracing to display a model or some shit, you know, maybe some graphics effects with that and shit. I wrote a ray tracer in my lifetime, a CPU one, and it was very fun and actually turned out to be quite simple. But I'd love to like engage the GPU on it just to know how this modern piece of graphics tech works. It's not something I'll ever use in any practical like way, you know. But it is something that will have a viable result, and it will tell me that this is how this part works. So now when I eventually want to get hired somewhere in this area in this field, I have an extra piece of knowledge. I do graphics programming. And I like it a lot. So yeah. Inevitably, it will be a nice piece of portfolio, even though I would never use it in practice. I thought I stopped having ideas to code because I got burnt out because of the bachelor's paper, but turns out I just stopped having any creative thoughts. I have an idea why it is like that, but I don't know how to change this. Very possible that you're still recovering from burnout. I burned out once and it genuinely impacted me for like a year, no joke. Yeah. I thought it was a thing with burnout. Something happened later, reminded me of something else. Steering wheel. Steering wheel. This guy and the sticker number 13. This is a little scuffed. I want to fix it. Meters. About to head to bed. Yeah, sleepy day. It's rainy and sleepy day, you know. Headbone accidents, and I think I might got from a couple of them concussion I haven't cured. You know, hard to say, but also hard to say without doctor's advice in this regard, honestly. I'm no doctor. Put me over some of my life so very possible, yeah. I mean, the only thing I can tell you is to get that checked, but it's way easier said than done, especially in Poland. And / or with a doctor that won't treat you seriously. Oh, Jesus. So this one is small and just fits in here. But this one has the tiniest of fucking stickers. Number 11, right here. How do you want me to stick it? There you go. We could go with that, but I feel like it's gonna be a couple years of waiting again. Also, doctors are trying not to send people on tests to not to stress the NSZ budget. Everything is fucked all over the place. Whoa. Whoa. Probably a door. Yeah. NFZ, in case you're wondering, Quinn, is National Health Fund. It's essentially the national quote-unquote insurance company in Poland. It's like the place which pays out money to hospitals and shit for your treatments and gets budgeted from the government. Essentially public healthcare money financer kind of deal. The big problem with them is that you have they have a certain amount of money that they can spend in a year across everything, and whenever your case is not extremely urgent, then you just get kind of pushed over to the quote-unquote waiting list, you know, until you get until there is a possibility for them to pay out for your visit. There is an option for you to go private, like you can just, you know, meet with a doctor and pay him in person. But that option comes with the infamous thing called paying money. The system is not functioning the best, and the government is starving it year by year. But the good news is, when I had my situation with the kidney stone 4 years ago, I went to the hospital and I had to wait a week in a hospital bed until I got finally in a procedure, because I was constantly pushed behind because of other people that were more urgent. But at least I didn't pay a single cent for it, you know? So I guess that's the upside. Tail is all this time? Yeah, tail is all this time. I dream of living in a country with healthcare which works and is not expensive as a result. Like, take my taxes, like 60% of them, even if you need to. I don't care, just. Hospitals back then used to keep people for a week because they got money from NZ because if someone stayed for a week there. Yes and no. The big thing in my case was that the hospital was also saving money because they didn't. It was like right after COVID, or right during even COVID, you would say, right during the later phases of COVID, and they didn't have anesthesiologists. For like any like more major procedure, you need the person to drag you they need you to, you know, stay drugged for the whole thing and make sure that you come out alive of this, but most importantly. Very important and very expensive position when it comes to salaries. And also very understaffed in the hospital I was in, because there were like three operation rooms. Every operation room had like 3 rooms inside it. So three branches of the hospital in the building. Each branch had like 3 or 4 operation rooms inside there. And in the whole hospital, there were just 4 anesthesiologists, one of which was rented out, quote unquote, and was working in another hospital. So that leaves 3. You have 3 operating blocks, each one having 3 rooms, and you have 1 anesthesiologist each. And that each anesthesiologist, each doctor can only be in 1 operation at once, because they have to stand there, manage your drugs, monitor your heart rate, your blood pressure, you know, make sure you don't in the table because they overdid something. They can just walk away and go to a different patient. So yeah. So yeah, that was the problem in this case. One of them was also like on vacation or something. Yeah, so they have to like juggle essentially 2 or 3 anesthesiologists across 3 different departments, each of which has like 15 people that need to be given a surgery. And then there is also the ER, which has people which desperately immediately right now need help. So then those people will push out the people in queue. Essentially, every morning of that hospital stay was waiting for the morning meeting of the doctors. Every time there was the meeting of the doctors would meet up and decide who they wanna, you know, cut open that day. And at the end of the day, after that, essentially you would find out whether it's you or not if you got breakfast that day. If you got breakfast that day, they would, you know, essentially that means not today. Try again tomorrow. If you don't get breakfast, there is a chance, but it's not a 100% chance, because there might be someone from the ER coming in that will take your spot, and then they'll give you a late breakfast, you know. Fun times. The Wi-Fi also sucked, so I used up all my data watching YouTube in a week. It was very cool. And they don't work on Saturday and Sunday, so I spent Saturday and Sunday sitting there staring at the wall. That was also fun. Laughing at your expense. Please do laugh. No, I enjoyed that. I mean, I didn't enjoy that, but now I can like laugh at it. It was a few years ago. Again, all fine and games because I didn't pay a single cent for it, and I had to get paid sick leave as well at work, so it was just a waste of time, and it was a very boring part of my life. But hey, at least I at work got paid for it. And I didn't pay a single cent for existing there. There is no such thing like a deductible or thing in Poland, you know. So like you don't, like here. So you don't pay any extra money in a year. There is no co-pays, no anything like that. It's just, yeah. Where I've been with no food for 4 days because I waited for a test, and then at the end of the day they've been saying to me that it's gonna happen tomorrow. Yeah, classic. But that's the annoying part, because like they want to do a test on you, but you have to be hungry for the test, but then there is no doctor that can potentially, you know, take care of the test. The system needs a revolution. The system in Poland needs something to change. And so far, the only thing that changes is the government giving it less and less money each year. And yeah. And the people that are gearing up to take over after current government, because the current government can't do shit, are gearing up to also privatize as much of that sector as they can, because that will fix everything for sure. All right. Anyway. Wait. So it was low-key funny. Yeah. If I had to pay the United States amount of money for that hospital stay, it would not be very funny. It will be actually very sad. But luckily, this happened in a European country, in Poland, where people are a little more respected in this regard. Wait, what the fuck? How am I supposed to? Oh, no, okay. Good, we're good. This is a different one. Those are different pieces. Okay, this one. After 6 hours, if it was in the US, I gotta be real with you. Yeah, and I would have to still pay after the 6 hours. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, that's exactly the point. And like, there are people in the political world who do see it, who are actively trying to fight against it, but you know, there's only so much you can do. It is a little sad, not gonna lie to you, but it is what it is. Here in the US, and immediately forcing myself to forget the number I just read. Yeah, that was. I remember that. I remember that well. That was quite an experience. This. Cool. The other one. The other wheel well. Bam. Bam. Speaking of, I also remember the faces of Michaela's parents when I told them how much my college cost. That I finished like a year before with a master's degree. In private hospitals, they do that. Yeah, that's also the thing. In Poland, you kind of have private healthcare, but it's like groups, I guess, like companies that just have like the chains of networks and of like hospitals and clinics. But it's like also a double-edged sword, because like while working there, I did have the health insurance, like the public one. Everybody has it. If you pay taxes, if you're unemployed, whatever, you do have the public. But the private you can get as a benefit from your employer in a specific med group of their choice. And I mean, for small cases, it is, I guess, more reasonable. Like for more, like if you want to go and say, "Hi, I have a cold. Can I have a time off at work, please?" They would say, "Yeah, sure." Or maybe they'll be more annoying by it. I don't know. But regardless, after a quick examination, but there's just that. Like, I've never had an opportunity or a pleasure of being in a privately owned hospital, and I don't know if I'd ever want to in there, all things considered. My dad, after his knee operation, had been kicked out half awake from the hospital. Isn't that nice? My dad also just had a minor knee operation and left the same day. Yeah, arrive in the morning, surgery in a few hours, leave as soon as you're coherent. Isn't that nice? Oh, whoop. I hope I'm not skipping any steps because I'm kind of just yapping. I'm just kind of yapping. And in the process of yapping, I also kind of just don't really fully consciously follow what is happening in this puzzle known as a Lego. I remember when I went in for an operation on my shoulder, I could go home after I had peed or something, but there was too much pressure, so I took hours and multiple glasses of apple juice. Oh my god. Wait, what? Where? Oh, here. I see. Here. And here. The triangles. These guys. Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one. There we go. Every hour usually, but that day, nope. Oh my god. Life. One. Right here. Doo 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 doo. What the fuck do I do with this? Oh, like this. Ah. She has a sharp front now. Okay, the other one. I guess they gotta eat. Guess we gotta feed them. Okay, my run isn't. Alright, sure. Good luck. We're nearing the end here. We're almost there. Almost there. Okay, so now the blinker sticker. Boom. One. As my friend at work told me once, it's better to not be sick. Easier said than done, I know, but, you know, better to not be sick. Front. The front is happening. Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? What is this? This block is very weird. Don't know if the thing will show it, but it's like, I don't know, there's like a little thing sticking. I can't get a good light on it. I should have taken the ring light. See, there's like a thing sticking out on it in an angle. It's very weird. Food is pretty good. Yeah, I agree. Hi, Kai. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Like this. Like this. Like this. Wait, one more? Oh, there is one more. That is so weird. Boom. 2 yellow arms. Stick out like this. Stick out like this. Oh shit, 2 stickers even. A 6 on the thick part. Got it. Now. My hand is too big for this. Lego, please. Lego, please. My hand is all too big for this. No, I can't get a proper angle at this. This is not correct. Stop! No, get back! No, 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 no. How am I supposed to stick this? Maybe the other way. Maybe let's try being clever about this. I did a very poor job centering it, but I'm not gonna correct it. It's done. Done is done. Okay, this is the most scuffed sticker I ever made. I need to take this off. Uh-oh. Get out. Let's go. Please.
I try to remember,
Please.
but when everything is coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed.
I can't accept this as reality. You gotta get go. Oh no.
I don't know.
There you go. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Let's try that again. These stickers are so small that my hands just give up.
Go on.
Okay, this is better. This is better. This is gonna stay like this. I did it. Sticker job. 10 out of 10. So here. And now grab another one. And go through one more round of torture, also known as sticking a sticker. Oh my god, one more. Oh, it's so thin. Are you kidding me? I'm supposed to grab a 3 like this one and sticks. Oh no, it's already on there.
Oh, wait a minute.
You can see it barely, but you can see it. Never mind. It's not a sticker. It's fine. I'm not mad. I am mad that I have to stick another one on top of this, but Hey, let's go. Jetlag gang. Is it Schengen Showdown? Or is it tag? Too speedy? Okay. Fair enough. There are other seasons which have less rushing around. I mean, there is always going to be some rushing around because they do try to do shit in limited amount of time, but look at that. That's a Skyline front if I've ever seen one. Look at her. All right, keep on keeping on. The good news is that the stickers are over. We've gone through all the stickers. There's no more stickers. Makes me really happy that there's no more stickers. Bam. Bam. Almost there. Bam. Got to me, please, my nails. Oh my god. What is wrong with them? Don't they want money? Don't they like money? Wait, what? Oh, that's too long. Oh, I see. Bam. Wait, is it too far? Oh, this is the way. Okay. Bam. Bam. More. We're doing the wing now. Doing the wing. Do. Bam. Ciao, absolutely. Absolutely. Bam. 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 Like this. Oh. The piece went in, but everything else detached. Fixing. There we go. Looking serious, boss. Final stretch. This over this guy. On this side. This guy. Holes like this. Bam. 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 Here. What? Yes, here. Okay. It's like a roll cage sticking out in the back. Very fun. More. Flat piece. 2 corners. Videos are coming to me route cleaning. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They are satisfying in their own way. Bam. Bam. Isn't she beautiful? She's missing her legs still, but otherwise we're almost there. There you go. Bam. 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 Bang. Bam. Bam. Ka-chow. There you go. And now we can open this. Let's get Brian his wrench on the side here. Hands forward. Sitting down. There you have it. It's tinted. You can't even see him. Oh, there you can. There you go. You can kind of a little bit. Really cool. Really cool. Really awesome model. I really like it. I really like the little details they gave it, even in 320 blocks as well. The front is awesome. If I can show you. Awesome and detailed. The back the same. Number one as well. They're tied for first place always, because it's family. Family gets always first place. It's very sick. Thank you, Michake's family, for gifting me this small little gift for Christmas. There is more gifts. Those gifts are waiting. Those gifts are waiting, you know. Internet cable not located. The sad news is that we unfortunately cannot do another one today because it is getting late and I won't be able to start and finish it. But what I can do is lower the camera. And do a little close up for you guys. Oh. Don't look too close at my dirty desk. Also, this clamp doesn't work on this part of the thing for some reason. 1 second. Please get it. Trying to get the camera as low as I can. Oh. There you go. We'll hide the cable even with the box. Gonna make it point a little lower. You know. Could go for a like against look if you want to, you know. All the cool stuff. Yeah. Cool job. We did cool job. Here, let me just... I love that lore accurate. The Skyline is right-hand drive. Lore accurate, everything's correct. Beautiful. Family, baby, family, that's all it is. Family. By landlord, that's by landlord speaking language. By landlord sucks. We were doing a lot of searching, and a big counter condition was that we wanted animal in house, and many landlords said no. This landlord said yes, and then increased our deposit, and then we went, okay, with how the market looks like, we're not gonna go through that another way than this. Here we are. How much of that deposit we'll see back, I have no idea. It is yet to be found out, but yeah, we need to have the place professionally cleaned, quote unquote, and repainted, of course. Hey, at least we don't have to change the flooring on this. At least the flooring came with the apartment, which is really nice. I heard that's a rarity in many places. I don't know. Ideally we'll have one more rental, and then we can maybe try thinking of finding something of our own merit. Yeah, I heard this is. I heard a lot that we were like, our relocations, because it was a relocation because of my work. We got like the assistance of like a relocation company, and they did a lot of work trying to help us to find the place here. Dutch company run by Dutch people, which is really nice because they did get around the thing, and they were quite helpful, but they also were trying their best to make sure we find anything. You know, one of the places that was recommended to us, recommended in big quotation marks, was a place where we had essentially somebody took a big building that was probably split into two, you know, that was like a 2 apartment building, and each of those parts of the building they split into further 4 somehow magically. So you had a building which has a basement, ground floor, floor 1, floor 2, and they decided to separate it in such a way that each connection of 2 floors, so ground floor, basement, so basement, ground floor, these 2 are split into 4, and then the ones on top are split into 4 as well, just to maximize the profits as much as they can from that. So that meant the apartment that they wanted to put us in, 250 euro per month, more expensive than this place, by the way. And that's in 3 years ago money as well. And the unit that they wanted to offer for us was the ground floor basement one. So essentially half of our apartment would have been in the basement. This place that Michaela found, yes, this was Michaela's find that we sourced to them. Including the bedroom, yeah, exactly. Like, the original idea of the owner of the building, aka the landlord, for that place that we ultimately rejected was that there are 2 offices in the basement. The only window in the basement leads to like a little, like if there is a wall here, the ground floor, the floor is here, the basement is here, window is like right here, and it's like in a little alcove, like in the ground that reaches up. Place was dark as shit. Bathroom was off the kitchen too. That was also wild. You wanna go shower, you gotta go through the kitchen. But that's how they fit it, you know? That's how it was. There was no other way. So yeah, and that you could clearly see that they just kind of wanna get somebody to take this place off the hands. Because I visited this place. There was no queue. There was no people waiting. I just kind of offhand in the middle of the day was able to chill time, go visit the place. I had a very calm viewing, and they were very, of course, trying to sell it to me and be like, yeah, you gotta move it. It's brand new, renovated. It's heated floors. It's everything. It's perfect. It's what you can imagine. It's this, and that, and everything. Yeah. The call shut out the second we went downstairs. Also downstairs, the ceiling was the Gigi's favorite, aka drop ceiling. So we would instantly have a cat inside there. Probably getting lost, going to apartments of other people, etc., you know? Like, and that's all for a mere $250 more per month, you know, than this place. Awesome. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I really wanted that. The only upside of that place was that it did have a new internet infrastructure, like Cat6 cables run through it. Like, it was definitely refreshed, and it definitely had like a couple of more modern things, but you know. The location was kind of mid because it was a smaller town in between 2 big cities. But there was a train station right there, so that was nice. You know, I guess that was nice. Like, we could just walk to the train station and get anywhere, but at the same time, we would like the only thing that was really nearby was an Albert Heijn, and that was it. There was no garage as well. I had to park the car in front of the building, which is a lottery because there are other people parking their cars in front of the building. Yeah. The same drop ceiling that, by the way, Maciek's New Hampshire apartment, the same drop ceiling that in my first visit to her fell on our heads. So well fucking mounted. Literally fell on our heads. And it was also comical because it was like 10 p.m. or some shit. And we were just getting ready to go to... Yeah. It was like 10 p.m. We were getting ready to like go... Yeah. First day, second day, I don't remember. We're getting ready to like go to sleep, and are just like looking around the place, you know, and there were some things where like Maciek's clearly needed like a second pair of hands to fix, right? And the drop ceiling was like, instead of being like flat, it had like this little ball, like it like bulged down in one place. And I was like looking at it, and I was like, don't you, you know, aren't you like worried about this a little bit? And she was like, yeah, but like, what am I gonna do about this? And I was like, well, I mean, we could try and push it up and see if we can like kind of prop it up, you know, that carefully disassemble it around and see what's wrong with it. And I kind of looked at it, and I was like, well, it's 10:30 p.m. or something. Let's go to bed and let's maybe try fixing that tomorrow. And as I said that, the whole ceiling, piece by piece, just pum, 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 pum. And all I remember is that really I hand over my head, hand over her head, or something like that. I don't remember. And when that happened, I look up, and from the other half of the drop ceiling that still stayed on the top, inside the drop ceiling, there's a little kitty head. Yeah, the tiles were light. We weren't like hurt or anything. There's a little kitty head sitting there, looking extremely confused and extremely empty. And I was like, okay, this is the cat that technically I'm adapting to my life. Reevaluate life choices, decide if that's correct, you know, and such. But yeah, it was a whole ordeal. Whole ordeal. And it was also fucked up because under the drop ceiling, there was a little part of the old building left there, and the walls and the ceiling were really nice, actually. They just needed like a touch-up, but they were really, really nice. But then they decided to just cover it up with a drop ceiling and making the apartment look like an office, you know? Because I think it used to be an office, Michaela told me once. Something like that. I don't remember the exact story. Moving to another country, yeah. Copper ceilings covered up with shit-ass tiles, yeah. I have not drunk water during this Lego assembly. Hydrate, please, everybody. And now ruined because they had to mount the tiles to something. Oh, yes, that's another thing. Yeah. Hydrate or else, absolutely. Looking forward into the future right now, we really badly want to settle on our own, but we have no idea how to do that, honestly. Everything is just so fucked, you know. Every time I looked at like websites like Funda, which is like listings for real estate here, I cry and then close. Even in the area. So I'm like, it was crumbling, yeah. Yeah, I have to wonder. Well, last we checked on Street View, that was like from a few months ago, the building is still standing, so I guess it's fine. I don't know. To another country. Fair enough, honestly. I will be real with you, Quinn. We lived here for like what, 3 years it is, and we are like not too convinced that we're gonna stay here forever. Stay here for a long time even, I would say. There are many things which are better than the US or Poland, as a matter of fact, but then there are some things that are just, you know, hurting in the long run, if that makes sense. Well, hurting. There are negatives which we kind of just want to move out of, if that makes sense. But whatever will happen in the future, we don't know that. Many things at play here anyway, right now. The trains, the housing market. First example. There you go. I think there will be other things that will hurt you, Norby, including the fact that you probably won't be able to move there even. How do I have free will and I stay in this underwater land? This was me in Poland. But Poland is not underwater. Warsaw is like 100 meters above sea level. You know, but and I'll wait until it happens. Yeah. Yeah. You know. Yeah, that's kind of also my thinking too. We're right now out. I don't know if I'll be out of Poland forever. Especially that I am the only child. Like, my mom inevitably will probably need my help, you know, and such. Gonna leave this just kidding sticker here for no particular reason. Understandable. Also on my pad we have 10 centimeters of water in our biggest river. Oh yeah, I heard that too. That river is fucking, it's just, the drought is just empty. So yeah. Well, yeah, for me to like move back to Poland right now, many things will have to change, and it's not gonna happen anytime soon, judging by the, how do I say this, the vibes, you know. I will visit when I'm on vacation. Yeah, I mean, you know. Warsaw is beautiful. I gotta say, Poland is a beautiful place. Warsaw is very cool. There are many things right with Warsaw, but then there are many things that are way worse with Warsaw than here. Warsaw has, as a matter of fact, the entirety of Poland has no red control, for example, like we do right now. I'd love to see my friends Michaela and Luke here in the States, but I know that won't be happening anytime soon, unfortunately. Yeah. We are unfortunately really sad about that as well. And you know what? It's very funny because I did check, out of my own curiosity, I checked the flight prices recently. And that's like after we usually buy them too. Because we usually would buy them like even half a year in advance just to be able to get cheap tickets in like higher classes, like premium economy, or like even or maybe if we can splurge it, even like a business class to like be able to lay down in the flight back. But because you can get like reasonable, I would say, prices for that service if you buy like half a year in advance. But I checked them like very recently, and for economy, prices right now to where we normally fly are like 70% of the normal price. Nobody is flying. Yeah, that's also a thing. Michakes did get the upgraded status because she had an extra trip that I wasn't participating in. But even though her status, like, kind of, I kind of get her status as a trip partner. But like, you know. Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why the prices are so cheap right now. I'm looking forward to see what's gonna happen in the year of our Lord 2026 when the FIFA World Cup is about to happen in the United States. That's gonna be a fun event. Don't get me started. In Kansas City, oh my god, yeah. I'm like I'm watching the team, Polish team, trying to see if they qualify. By the way, even Ground Queen 1-1 Poland Netherlands recently, we're fine. I was super excited about, yeah. Honestly, yeah. Like, no hard feelings. I know you guys were winning most of the game, and then Mati Cash did the thing, but like, sorry, it's fine. How you know how fucking cool it would be to attend a World Cup match? Oh, absolutely. Oh, I would love to be able to. I would love to be able to, and I think that whenever it happens in Europe again, I would like to, but you know. Yeah, in Missouri, yeah. Every year, it's not on, yeah. We do watch the women's cups as well. in parallel because like they, you know, they happen on the odd years and the men's happen in even years. That all happened because, you know, gestures at everything. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think a big decision-making point for us when we will decide if we want to go for the next trip or not will be what happens in the World Cup and afterwards. But you know, as some great poet might have once said, everything can happen. There is still a lot of time until that time, so... A Dodd? She's right, though. She's right. She is so right. When it was like quarters in the Women's Cup recently... Yeah, when we were watching there was like quarters, we realized that the goalkeeper of the German team in women's team is married to the striker or midfielder of the English team, and there was a genuine chance that it would be a German v UK final, but it didn't happen. My notes are saved? Hell yeah. Finally someone responded, thank God. Ever had turns into be more mega concern? Oh. Well. You know, the big like bucket list item for me when we go to the US would be to take the one of the big trains in the US, and I know that would be like delays, and I know that we're running on borrowed tracks, and I know that those trains very often get delayed in general, but it's such a like, for example, the Zephyr, the California Zephyr is so like it goes, you're in a train, you're going through the Rockies, like that has to look fucking awesome. Oh, in New York City, that would be cool. It would be fun if we could visit New York City next month, you know. That would be super fun. Sooner or later we'll have a chance. Right now, it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. All right, I think it is time to slowly, ever so slowly, start wrapping it up. I do enjoy yapping with you guys, but we do have a couple of things to take care of tomorrow as well. And I think we'll slowly gotta just, you know, close it out in here. Getting my nails done is my new favorite thing. I'm sorry you have allergy, but I will simply tough it out. Did it not like... I just thought it didn't have that much of an effect on you when they were finishing your nails and you were putting them under the lamp. Did you break out actually? I didn't realize. I've just been lucky. Well... It's not necessarily sun that they put it under, so I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. The only one way to find out is the hard way. Well, you're hanging out with us, Norby. That's something. The way I see it. I think Quinn loves Tag. Tech W. Tag is an old friend of ours from Twitch. It's like an old emote that's just stuck around forever. I love it. Tag looks at me like, yeah. Sansa likes hanging out with her empty food dish. Sure. With people in person though. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Well, things can and do change over time. That's all I can say. And on that note, I think we're going to call it here. We probably won't see. We'll definitely won't see each other for the rest of this week, but we'll see each other next week when we'll determine. But for now, let's wrap it up.